Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. I just want to start out by saying thank you so much for a massive year this year. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A video, which I did post about a week ago. So you guys dropped a bunch of questions that you wanted me to answer in this 20k Q&A, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Now, I just do want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed, everyone that's become a channel member this year, everyone that's donated to the channel, supported the channel, watched the videos, liked, comment, done all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. We are growing at a rapid rate right now, and at the time of recording this, we're almost at 22,000 subscribers already. So I only passed 20k last week, and we are flying right now, so thank you guys so much for the continued support. Anyways, I'm not going to drag the intro out too long. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. But we're going to get right into the questions because this could take a while. There are 50 comments in the Q&A questions. So let's start off with Brian. He said, can you do a video on the expectations for The Rise of Skywalker? Now, like I said, this was before the movie came out, so I have actually already seen it, and you guys can watch my review, but I am really happy with how it turned out. So I hope that kind of answers that question in that way. Emmanuel has said, if you were a Jedi, what lightsaber combat form will you adopt? For me, I'm not like super familiar with what is what. I really like Mace Windu's fighting style. I think it's called like Vapart or something. I can't remember which form exactly it is. You guys can probably let me know in the comments, but I think it looks really cool. So that's probably what I would go with if I was a Jedi. Phenomenal one of my most loyal subscribers, says, what was the most memorable or WTF moment you've had while streaming? Probably the Count Dooku stream that we had back in February. I was not expecting like a massive stream that it turned out to be. I thought, you know, maybe 100, 200 people would watch the stream, and we ended up with like 2,500 people at one time. And I think we had like over 50,000 throughout the couple of hours that I streamed the Count Dooku update. So that's probably the biggest highlight for me or memorable moment while streaming. Darth Windu, another super loyal subscriber, has said, what was your favorite series on the channel? Was it Battlefront Barrage, Hero Concepts, Killstreak Breakdowns, etc.? For me, it was probably the Hero Concepts. They're a lot of fun to make. You guys love them. They really do well for my channel, and they seem to get a lot of support from you guys. So for me, it's probably Hero Concepts. Emily says, congrats on 20k, you deserve it. I want to see what type of reinforcements you want in Battlefront 2. The first one that pops into my head is probably the Magna Guard. I think with General Grievous in the game, they would look really cool running around the battlefront. But if we are doing like sequel content, I would probably go for the Praetorian Guard as well. Any type of guard really could be extremely cool in the game. But there are so many reinforcements that I could go on about for hours and hours, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to mention those two because they're probably near the top of my list. The Elite says, may the Force be with you. The harder and longer you work, the better the prizes afterward. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Didn't have a question, but thank you for the comment nonetheless. Daryl's Wonderland again with a comment saying congratulations. Thank you. Twisted hit 20,000 subs. Everybody liked that. Daniel says, congrats on 20k. How could they improve Starfighter Assault to make people want to play it more? Unfortunately, I think the studio that works on Starfighter Assault, which is Criterion Games, they don't actually work on Battlefront 2 anymore. So I don't think we're going to be getting any Starfighter content. But I guess you could try and organize like community events or something like that to get everyone to go into Starfighter Assault at the same time. It's probably the best way to do it. Riker, another long-time subscriber, says, which is better, The Mandalorian so far or The Clone Wars? Now, Mandalorian has just finished Season 1, and I actually watched the last episode yesterday. It was amazing. The whole season was fantastic. Episode 4 was kind of, yeah, it was good, but like not great compared to the rest of them. But I think overall as a season, it was fantastic. It's hard to compare it to The Clone Wars because there is so much there. And for me, Season 7 is coming out next month on Disney+, so for me, it's kind of like, I really want to see where that goes, but there's just so much depth to the Clone Wars, whereas Mandalorian's just getting started. So I think they're both great in their own way, but we're going to have to see how the rest of them continue on. Xander says congratulations. Ian says congratulations. What video or video series are you most proud of? And do you think there is a video of yours that might be underappreciated? Like I said before, the Hero Concepts are probably what I'm most proud of. They are the videos that I put the most work into. They take a lot of editing, a lot of research, and they're probably the ones that I actually do feel the most proud of. As far as a video that might be underappreciated, I don't think any are really underappreciated. You guys always show huge support on the channel, so that's probably the best way to describe how I feel about those. TSS Gaming says, if you could have any Force ability, what would it be? For me, I'm a dark side guy, so Force Lightning has always been really cool. So that's probably the one I would choose for that. God of Metal says, hey Twisted, are you excited for the new ships coming to the game in January for CS? If you're talking about like the sequel trilogy ships, as in like new maps kind of thing, yeah, they'll be cool, but I don't play heaps of Capital Supremacy. I'm a GA guy. But it'll be cool to see how they do it nonetheless. Red Hood says, what content do you think DICE should add to the game after the big Episode 9 DLC is done? Simple answer for me, Clone Wars content for Season 7. I would love to see Ahsoka and Ventress come to the game at some point, but there's no guarantee on whether they will come. But I really hope they do look to focus on a little bit of Clone Wars to celebrate the release of Season 7. Mace Winpoo, a huge subscriber and a channel member, says, congrats mate, if you're a Sith Lord in Battlefront 2, what would your abilities be? Like I said, Force Lightning would have to be one. Force Choke would be really cool as well. And then some kind of mobility movement. Like I love how Darth Maul has his spin attack. So something along those lines would be really cool. And then probably give me a fourth ability, because I think I deserve a fourth ability like Anakin has. So you guys can come up with that and let me know down in the comments what you think my fourth ability would be. Darth Ritchie says, congrats on 20k. Soul Eater says, ask DICE if they will add a soft reinforcement version. For example, copy the ARC Trooper into the reinforcement slot and give this slot the name Captain Rex plus a skin and at least one special ability so he feels like Rex. That would be pretty cool, but I don't think they'll do it, unfortunately. I can ask a million questions to DICE, and unfortunately they only have limited numbers of developers to work on things. So, Josh Main, another channel member, says, two questions for you. One, would you rather see a Battlefront 3 or them just continue support with Battlefront 2? And what are you most proud of? For me, it's always hard, like whether or not I would see a Battlefront 3. I would love a Battlefront 3, don't get me wrong, but I think maybe this year they could just continue support on Battlefront 2. That would be awesome, because it's in a really good point right now. Battlefront 3, maybe 2021 would be a good option for them if they still have licensing and EA is good for them to go ahead and do Battlefront 3. I think they've learnt a lot from the release and everything that's happened with Battlefront 2, so that's probably the best option there. Gavin says, my question is, name your top 5 appearances in the game. Oh, jeez, you're testing me here. Okay, Shattered Grievous is definitely my top-rated hero. Yavin and Farm Boy Luke are both awesome. For me, I really like the new Kylo Ren skin as well. And then, gotta go my boy Pajama Dooku. PJ Dooku is number 5. So those are probably the top 5 appearances that come to my head anyway. If I really sat down and thought about it, it'd probably be different, but those are the first 5 that pop into my head. What platform do I stream on? Comes from Triton Starts. I stream on PS4, but I also have Xbox and PC as well. Motion Blur says, let's push for 30k. You already know it. That's what we're doing. We are well on the way. Shadow Hunter says, would you rather see Revan or Bane in Battlefront 2? I would rather see Revan, but Bane would be very cool as well. I'm a huge Darth Revan fan, and I'm not a huge Legends guy. Like, I don't know a lot about it, but Revan's always been one of those characters that I think is completely badass, and he would be really cool in Battlefront 2. What would your lightsaber look like? Comes from Potion Master. What color, material, and amount of blades? I think for me, it would have to be either dual wielding or double ended. Dual wielding would be really cool. Personally, I love Ahsoka, so that would be the way to go. Color, red, because dark side, yeah. And material, I don't really know. Rancor tooth would be a cool tip on the end of your lightsabers. I've seen a lightsaber like that before, which looks awesome. So that would probably have something to do with it as well. Bork Guy says, what do you think is better, Battlefront 2015 or 2017 at launch? I think 2017 at launch, even regardless of all the loot boxes and everything else, I think 2017 just had much more diverse content than 2015, but I still really do enjoy going back to Battlefront 2015 every now and then. Adam Lucas says, hey Twisted, love the channel. Do you think Keanu Reeves should play Darth Revan in a live-action Old Republic film? Yes. Yes, I do. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Bailey the Artist says, favorite moment from the sequels? Rise of Skywalker, believe it or not. Without putting any spoilers out there, I think that was the best out of the trilogy for me. And I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping to see it again tomorrow, which will be really nice to go and sit down and watch it for a second time. Insert Meme says, 20k gang here. Also, do you think Clone Wars Season 7 will make Battlefront 2 expand once again in that era, or will it have more content for OT? And then he says, P.S. No, you are breathtaking. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You guys are all breathtaking. Personally, I do think I would love to see them expand on Clone Wars, and for me, it would have to be Ahsoka and Ventress, like I said, would be the logical option for heroes if they were going to do that. I really hope they do it, and if it was going to go back to original trilogy or something along those lines, I would love to do Rogue One content. That would be really cool, in my opinion. Omega Ultra says, can you do a video with Aussie Jedi? Also, I love your vids. Fun fact, I actually already have done a video with Aussie. We did an episode of Battlefront Barrage. So if you guys haven't seen that, jump into the Battlefront Barrage playlist on my channel and you'll see it there. I hope I don't say this wrong. Botond Zalai? He says, congrats on 20k. Some questions. Mandalorian, Rebels, Clone Wars ranking. Okay, he's got like 20 questions here, so I'm just going to do that first one. So Clone Wars 1, Mando 2, and Rebels 3. Clone Wars only over Mando right now because we haven't seen enough of the Mandalorian for me to put it at the #1 slot. Borkerman says, what do you think is next for Star Wars in this new decade that we're going to have? All the best from Romania. Thank you, and I appreciate that. In my opinion, I think with the success of The Mandalorian, and then we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series coming, they may stick with like smaller TV series type of, I don't know, outlets as opposed to big movies and things. They may look to do like one movie a year or something like that, but I think they're going to focus on the TV series pretty hard with the success of The Mandalorian. Matthew says, are you more excited for Clone Wars Season 7 or the rest of Mandalorian Season 1? Like I said, these questions came a while ago. I've now seen the end of Season 1 of The Mandalorian, but I loved it. The last episode was probably one of my favorite episodes out of the whole season. But I am very excited for Season 7 of the Clone Wars nonetheless. Anakin Starkiller says, which other Battlefront 2 YouTuber do you enjoy working with the most? It's definitely got to be like Sammy and PJ. Those are probably the two guys I do work with or play with the most on Battlefront. So yeah, they're definitely at the #1 spot for me. Emily says, congrats on 20k. Thank you, I appreciate it. Alexander says, what made you start your YouTube channel? Big congrats, Twisted. Thank you, Alex. For me, I started because I saw some people in a similar position to me. They were really no different. You know, they were kind of studying and just doing it as a little bit of fun, and they were good at the game, and they did really well. And that's kind of what got me interested in looking into it at the start. And then I saw Elliot from Battlefront Updates. He was a channel that I watched a lot when I was starting out. And kind of went from there and ended up really big, and yeah, that's the main reason why I started, and now look where we are. Informatica says, do you like the Mozambique here? Yeah, I do actually. It's kind of satisfying to get kills with, but I definitely recommend using the hammer point attachment. And for those of you guys that have no idea what I'm talking about, this is on Apex Legends, not on Battlefront. But yeah, Mozambique with the hammer point, best backup weapon for an R99. Daniel says, the Force is strong with this channel. Thank you, I appreciate that. Padawan of Christ says, who are your top 10 favorite Star Wars characters? Oh, jeez. I don't want this video to go for like 45 minutes, so I'll just give you a top 3, which is probably Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. If I go 4, it would be Obi-Wan. 5... Yeah, I don't know who my 5th would be. Starkiller? Can we do Legends? Starkiller? So Starkiller at number 5. Lanky Fett says, where are you from and living now? So I am from Australia. I was born in Australia, grew up in Australia, lived in New York for 2 years, but now I am back down under, living on the Gold Coast in Oz. Omega says, can you tell Ben that I saw a player in co-op fighting us? Yeah, there is a bug at the moment with players in co-op on the other team. They are aware of it and working on it. Tyler says, my question is, what would you think of an appearance type 1 level higher than legendary where it changes the voice lines and appearance. And abilities? Ooh, okay. I mean, I don't know, like Jango, like a Jango appearance for Boba. I would rather just have Jango as a separate character so you can have both of them playing at the same time. I think that's probably what I would prefer. I like the idea of legendary appearances that change the voice lines and the appearance, but going any further than that, it's kind of just, yeah, it seems irrelevant when you could just make a whole new hero. James says, sorry I'm late, congrats on the 20k. Question is, would you prefer to get Star Wars Battlefront 3 or keep Battlefront 2? Like I said before, it's much of a muchness. Keeping Battlefront 2 going for this year would be awesome, and then maybe Battlefront 3 next year. My boy Jazza says, what are your 3 favorite moments from Battlefront 2, be it new additions, tweaks, maps, hero streaks, game modes, or whatever? For me, again, the Dooku stream was huge. The Rise of Skywalker stream was huge. Those were probably 2 of the biggest moments for me in terms of new additions and favorite moments. And then number 3 was probably... it's probably just testing out new heroes or reinforcements the first time that they get added to the game. I think that's always really fun for me. And just the huge support that you guys show for those streams. So, Nicholas said, would you prefer a hooded Anakin with yellow eyes in Battlefront 2 or green Saber Anakin? Hooded Anakin with yellow eyes would be epic, but then, you know, do you keep him on the light side? Seeing technically when he had the yellow eyes, that's when he started killing Jedi and younglings. Let's not forget the younglings. But yeah, either way, they'd both be pretty cool appearances. Steroid says, just played this map on Takadana, literally see no difference, same map. Okay, that's irrelevant to the questions. Sam Scott says you should have way more subs. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Zach says, can you rank the Star Wars movies or just what one is your favorite? My favorite is Empire Strikes Back, with Revenge of the Sith right behind it. Kurt, a long-time subscriber and a channel member, says, what made you start YouTube? And second, what is your favorite memory of being a YouTuber? Like I said before, I started because I saw other people doing it and having a decent amount of success, and I figured I could do that too, so I gave it a crack. Favorite memory of being a YouTuber, just getting huge support from you guys, and then on top of that, the Count Dooku stream. And last but not least, my brother Sammy Boy, says, what do you like and dislike most about YouTube overall? My biggest like is seeing a community build around like just one guy. You know, I'm just a regular dude, and you guys now almost 22,000 strong are supporting me and showing love on the content that I've been putting out and putting all the work into. And in terms of dislike, probably, and unfortunate as it is, it's probably YouTubers themselves get lost in, you know, getting large amounts of views and clickbait and misleading their audience and ripping off other YouTubers and things like that. That's probably like the worst thing, because for those of us that are working really hard on content and doing it the right way and kind of the... I'm trying to think of the word. We do it the way it's supposed to be done, you know what I mean? Like we build a community, we have an audience, and we provide content that we've worked really hard on and that we've put a lot of effort and a lot of hours into, and then you can have someone come in, clickbait, and just get hundreds of thousands of views, which drives us down the search, and it puts that much more pressure on us to get content out. And when you like to spend time and put out content that actually helps people and not content that just misleads people, that can be super frustrating. So that's probably what I dislike most about YouTube. And that's everything, guys. That is all of the questions we had in the Q&A. Thank you so much for the support. Like I said at the start of the video, you guys have been incredible. It's been an awesome 2 years, and this year of 2019 wrapping up now is probably no better time to hit 20,000 subscribers and post this video. So you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for everything. We've come a long way from, you know, where I was. I remember being at 400 or 500 subscribers when I got into the Game Changers program, and going out to Sweden to test some stuff for Battlefront 2 was incredible, and you guys showing so much love over the last 2 years has really opened my eyes to what YouTube can be as a platform. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I know I've said it like a million times throughout this video, but you guys have been wicked, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So thank you guys so much all for the support. I am going to get out of here, but stay tuned. I will have more videos over the next couple of days. Thank you again for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
The Sith